Hey there, CJ Math students, and welcome to homework 4.8, simplifying algebraic expressions by combining like terms. We have to show our work, kind of like I've done in these first problems. There's no calculators. This is a practice, and it's due tomorrow. So what you'll be doing is simplifying each expression below. Find your answer at the bottom of the page. Cross out the letter above it. When you finish, the answer will answer to the title question will remain. So how does a Hawaiian baritone laugh? And basically, again, just like I did in the notes today, I underlined my like terms, negative 3x plus 9x, and where possible, I said what type of problem it was. So DSSN, different signs, subtract more. I have more positives. 9 minus 3 is therefore 6x. Like in number 2, 2y plus negative 10y, different sign, subtract more. This time I have more negatives, so 10 minus 2 is 8. But since I have more negatives, it's negative 8. I forgot to circle my answer. Please clearly circle all your answers, right? I've done some problems again in hopes to kind of limit all the problems that you have to do. So let's do a couple together. So I have negative 6x plus x. Remember, that's a 1x because a variable by itself has a coefficient of 1. So it's negative 6 plus 1. That's different sign, subtract, different sign, subtract more. So 6 minus 1 is 5, but I have more negatives, so that's negative 5x. So I'll circle my answer, negative 5x. I'll go down to the bottom and look for negative 5x. It's right here, and I'll cross off this whole letter D. All right. Number 5, I have, number 4, 12, y minus y. That's really 1y. Now I can do plus and negative here. But really, what is this asking? It's basically just asking what's 12 minus 1. And so without getting too complicated, you can totally understand that that's 11y, right? So circle it, go down to the bottom, and look for 11y right here, f. So cross off f. All right, let's do another kind of easy one. Let's go down to number 7, right? So don't forget to do number 5. But I have negative x minus a negative 10. So it's not just plus negative, but it's actually plus a positive this time. So it's negative 1x plus a positive 10. That's still DSSM because I have a negative plus a positive. So 10 minus 1 is 9, and it stays 9x because I have more positives. Remember to circle your answers here, unlike I did there. So we're looking for a positive 9x, which is right here. Let's do one or two more difficult ones. Let's take a look at 17, please. So as I go through, I make sure I have plus a negative, plus a negative, plus a negative. And now I go through and find my like terms. So 3x and 2x, 7 and negative 1, and then negative 7 and negative 3. So please underline like I've underlined. It really helps you see what your like terms are. All right, so 3x and 2x, that's just 3 plus 2, so that's 5x. Plus, we got negative 7. I do the variables first. So negative 7y plus negative 3y, that's same signs I had keep, so that's negative 10y. And then plus 7 plus negative 1, that's a different sign, subtract. So 7 minus 1 is 6. I have more positives. And there's my answer, 5x plus negative 10y plus 6. Now, be prepared not to see a plus negative 10y. A minus 10y, like we see right there, is the same thing as plus negative 10y. So if you want to go through all your answers and change all the minus signs to plus and negative, that might be a good sign for you. But if you recognize that subtraction is the same thing as adding the opposite, then you'll be just fine. All right. One more one before I leave you to the rest of them. Let's do number 11. So 6x minus negative 3x. Remember that plus or positive because it's minus and negative. Plus 1x, put that 1 right there, plus negative 6. Right? So like terms, 6x, 3x, and 1x, right? Negative 6 is not a like term with 6x because it has to have a variable attached to it. So negative 6 is kind of all by itself as a constant. So you have 6x plus positive 3x, that's 9x, plus 1x, it's 10x, right? 6 plus 3 is 9, plus 1 more, 10x. And then negative 6 is all by itself, so plus negative 6. And there you are. There's your answer, 10x plus negative 6. So we go down to the bottom. Find 10x plus negative 6? No, we're going to find 10x minus 6, though, because that's the same thing as plus a negative 6. So we cross off that letter A. So you're going to show work just like I've shown. Don't forget to do number 5. Don't forget to do number 10. And you have the remaining ones. Remember to circle your answers, please. And if you don't find the answer in the bottom, chances are you've made a mistake, right? On the back side, just like we did on the notes, you're going to write an expression that represents the perimeter. That means adding up all the sides of that rectangle, and then write the expression in simplest form. So on number 2, if I have 3x, 27x, then I say, oh, this is 3x, and this is 27x, and then my expression is simply all the sides added together. So 3x plus 27x plus 3x plus 27x. My like terms are everything. So 3x and 27x, that's 30x, and then 3x and 27x, that's 30x. So we could write down 30x plus 30x, and obviously that's going to give us our answer of 60x as our perimeter, because 30 plus 30 is 60. And make sure you circle your answer. I did number 5. I'll also do number 7. 12 less than, remember that's subtraction, but it also 12 will go after what they want, the product of g and 6. So, oops, sorry, I'll say that's in red. So 6g minus 12 are those two terms, because it's 12 less than the product of 6 and g increased by plus the product of 4 and g. Now that's 4 and g. And now we have to simplify this, right? So we have like terms. We could say that this is plus and negative if we want. But we have like terms in 6g and 4g. That's 10g plus negative 12 or minus 12, same thing. And those are not like terms because 12 does not have the variable, so we're done. Circle our answer. So you're responsible for 6 and 8. You're responsible for any of the problems that I haven't done. Make sure you show all work. Remember your rules for integers. If you have questions, please give me a call.